folks. Just getting going here. Making sure all the systems work. Savak, how you doing? Yeah, I'm getting a better getting to a better angle so you can see the bass properly. Boss Observer, what's up? Henry Livery, what's up? I know these basses, and we're about to get into it shortly. And Savak, yeah, I'll give you my thoughts in a few minutes. Obviously, I'm having a lot of fun here with it, and it's only been a few minutes. It's only been like 4 minutes into the live stream. Whackabase, what's up? Yes, absolutely. You gotta get one. No 6-string version for me. Yes, I thought about it, and I was like, well, do I want a 6-string? I mean, yes. But at the same time, I'm like, but I have 2 6-strings already that I absolutely love, and that I love to play. I want to keep it that way. My beautiful BTB custom and my Grooveline 6-string. For me, those are it. For having wonderful 6-string basses, and I figured, I don't want to add another one to the pot, but it might be cool to actually. I don't play a 5-string fretted bass, so that was the other thing. The only 5-string bass I have is a fretless bass, the fretless Grooveline bass. And so I figured, well, it might be cool to also play on a 5-string fretted. I haven't played on one in a long time, and it's actually taken me getting used to. Because when I play my 5-string fretless, I play it totally differently. But with this thing, it was definitely, it took some time to kind of just get used to it. And, and I used to play 5-string a lot, like years ago. Like when my fretless Grooveline was a fretted bass, I mean, that was my main bass for a long time until the 6-string Grooveline came along. But this has been like really cool. Definitely, and especially 24 frets as well. So yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with this thing, and it's super light. And I'll get into the details and the specifics shortly. I just want some more people to kind of show up. Once you get yourselves comfortable, I'll be answering all kinds of questions that you have about this beast here today. And once again, this is the Ibanez Mode series bass guitar, the MDM 1605. So it's 5-string. This is a whole new design and a whole new kind of approach for Ibanez as well. They've definitely done something really exciting and really new with this. And it's really cool. I've been, doing some thumping as well on it because it definitely is very open to that. It's very responsive. It's just a very responsive instrument. What's funny is that acoustically, this instrument is very loud. I don't know how well you can hear that through just my talkback microphone, but I was playing it late night the other night, and my family's asleep. Obviously, I use headphones, but I was playing along with a tune and doing some thumping, and my wife is texting me going, "Stop! It's too loud." We've got like 2 doors closed, and she can still hear the ka 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 ka. It's just really loud acoustically. It's got a lot of resonance. It's got a lot of punch, which is what I really like. And some of my other basses, like the groove line, is also really loud acoustically as well. Being such a very just solid instrument, although the groove line is 10 times heavier than this thing. This thing is way lighter. Exactly, my wife Tara David. It's so loud. It's like on Despicable Me. It's so fluffy. So yeah, before we get into it, if you're new here, please like and subscribe, and make use of any of the links that are down in the description box. I'm just gonna have a little more of my tea here, and then we can just jump right in because that's what we're all here for, right? We're all here to just kind of see what's going on. So my thoughts on it initially, when I took it out of the box, and this is a straight out of the box instrument. This essentially, like if you were to order one, and they would without going into a music store to get one. And it would come to you like this is straight out of the box. So obviously, initially, I'm just like, wow, this looks gorgeous. And it, was set up to some degree. Like if someone, wanted to play with that setup, they'd be ready to go. For me, as a lot of you know, I'm really picky about a lot of aspects in an instrument. The first thing I did was no, John, I took the strings off. Trust. The first thing I did, I changed them strings. I took the strings off of this and I put on some DR fat beams. I'm not really a fan of factory strings, and also it's like I'm gonna put on the strings of my choice, right? So I put the DR fat beams on, and they sound really great on this. I'd had to do some adjustments, definitely lowered the action It's not super low. I tried it with very super low action, and I think it's because I'm used to a wide 6-string neck, that just the ergonomics of my hand, um, with the super low action, my hand wasn't used to that. So I've got the action a little higher. It's still easy to play. I mean, it really is. It still feels great. Like where I've got it right now is just like really nice. It's higher than what my 6 strings are. But for where it is, this is where I would probably leave it. And I would, because I can still do the chords and all that. But I think that's where it sits best. And also, the bass really responds well to that. If you wanted to have it way lower, it will be amazing as well for those of you who like very low action. And then the string spacing. This bridge, these are monorail bridges, which is definitely something that Ibanez have featured a lot on a lot of their instruments, especially the BTB basses over the years. And what's cool is that you can adjust the string spacing, and which is really great. The string spacing on this is, I know it's 18 millimeters, but I think where they had this set, like whatever they did in the factory, I think they had it a little narrower. So I've widened it pretty much as wide as it can go, which is really cool. It gives you that option, or if you want to have it much more slimmer, that you can do that. I definitely like at least 18 millimeters, if not a little more. So I do that, and it feels great. So it's a pretty easy bridge to navigate. I don't have a lot of experience with these monorail bridges. I'm used to just like a one, kind of piece. But so far so good with these. I have encountered some monorail bridges in the past that I wasn't really a fan of, but these ones, they really have, they seem really well put together and up to date, but so far so good. My thoughts on this thing, it just looks absolutely gorgeous. I mean, like the finish, the top and all that, just and then you can see like the wood kind of texture and all that, like the holes and all that. I mean, it's just like, it's got some like rusticness to it, but like in this really kind of very nice, classy looking thing. So this is a beautiful instrument. I mean, you could just look at it, and I mean, it looks good on the camera too. And I'll go through all the different techs. I might just do some playing. I'm gonna just do some playing for a bit, because I could just, as I could just talk and talk. But we're here to hear the bass and to kind of just get into it. And so here, I'm just gonna play along with something. That way you can hear it in the mix, and then I'll do some different little demos where we can hear the different settings and the different types of tones that this instrument can pull out. Anything like that. Any questions you have about this thing, we'll just get into it. But I appreciate you all hanging out, jumping in, and if you're curious about this instrument, you can definitely look on the Ibanez website too, where they have like the specs of this. But anyway, I'm just gonna play along to a tune here, if I can remember how it goes. Let's see. Yeah, why did I choose to play that one first thing for today? But just the initial kind of sound on that, just like it just jumps through so nicely. Just getting in, being able to just punch through and cut, and it doesn't feel like just having to overplay, in order to kind of just get into that whole thing. I'm gonna play another tune here, something of a different nature. I'm just gonna play different, showcase this bass in some different tunes, different vibes, where I do play some different tones. So this one is definitely gonna be a little more where I'm gonna dial in more of a vintage. Oh, and I got a bad cable here. That's not the bass, it's one of my patch cables. I gotta go through all the patch cables and just throw away the bad ones. But this one I'm gonna dial in more of like a, or like almost like a P bass kind of tone. So kind of darken it up a bit. So I'm gonna do just the front pickup. I'm gonna darken the tone. So rolling the tone the tone control all the way off. I'm just gonna put a little more mids, and I'm kind of boosting maybe the bass just a touch, boosting some mids in the. Let me tell you, I've got my little cheat sheet of the mids. What have I got it at? So I've got it set at. And where's the switch at? So I've got it set in the high mid section at 600 hertz. So I'm gonna be boosting that a little for this tune. So get it going. And yes, Bass Lessons Melbourne. What's up, man? We are live. He's going, is it live or is it just a comment? All right.
I couldn't see this coming until I saw you running away. I never would expect to fall, and then I realized I shouldn't be surprised at all. At all. Too late to understand, too late to be upright, too late to comprehend, 'cause it is so high inside. Doesn't make any difference. I should have had presentiment I would not believe that what I did achieve was just to make you leave. But I never did care about your need, but now I do indeed. Too late to understand, too late to be upright, too late to comprehend, 'cause this is so hindsight. Doesn't make any difference. Oh, too late to understand, too late to be upright, too late to comprehend, 'cause this is so hindsight. Doesn't make any
Even in getting into that setting, it's real nice. With a very modern bass. So for those of you who like to get in on like that kind of more vintage kind of sound, especially on a gig, and I'm a huge proponent of when playing on a gig, being able to dial in so many different sounds. That's always been my thing. Of whether it's having to get like a P-bass sound, or having to get something more modern, where like it has a little more hi-fi brightness, you know. Or then if you need to get some of that back pickup growl as well, growl, you know. You know, I can bump up some mids, put on the back pickup, and then you can use the tone control for like taste. Think of it like adding salt and pepper to your food, right? Some people like it a little more salty. Some people like it not so much. You know what I mean? Like. You know. Add a little more. And all the way through up the neck. It's really balanced. I mean, it just sings so nicely as well. Playing the chords, the usual thing that's, I love doing. It really speaks out very nicely in utilizing it with, different effects. And I'll get more into that. Trust. It's like we've only just gone 30 minutes into this. We're going to be taking our time. I'm just really excited about this. So excuse me as I'm just like, And let me see what's going on here. So again, bass lessons, Melville. Good to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well, man. And for those of you who don't know bass lessons, Melvin, incredible bassist, my dude right here. Great content, videos, lessons, and all that, obviously. And he's based in Melbourne, Australia. So make sure you also follow him too. And he's also checked out the Mode bass, which is really cool because we've been chatting about it. John asks is like, have you messed around with the hex mid thing at the cavity on the back? Yes, I have, and let's do this real quick. Let's go through what do all these knobs do, okay? Let's go through that if you're not too familiar. So it's a pretty straightforward layout of the controls. And a really good way to look at it is these three big knobs right here is essentially like a jazz bass, right? Except that the only difference being, obviously, like on a jazz bass, you have two volumes, right? One for each pickup. But this one is just a master volume, and then this is a blend knob, right? And I know I do know some bassists who have actually done that modification on like their Fender jazz bass, where instead of the two volumes, they just have the one and do the blend. So volume, blend, and then this one here is your tone control. So just like on any passive bass, you have the tone control, which for me, I think is, whether you play a passive bass or an active bass, I think it's one of the most important controls that you need to have, especially on an active bass that has a 3-band EQ. And this was something that I started doing and having this modification done on my basses almost 15 years ago. Like on my groove line, my groove line, when I first got my groove line, after a few months, I took it to Ibanez and I said, the thing that's missing is I want to have like on a passive bass, to be able to leave the EQ. Well, on a passive bass, you don't have an EQ, but I want to be able to, at any time just use the one knob to roll off and still retain that nice warmth, right, without having to change EQ. And I want to be able to leave EQ where it needs to be sometimes, or just use EQ for musical reasons, and just use the tone knob, right? And it's not anything new. There are a lot of other companies that do this, but I felt for what I was doing, and my whole thing is that a tone control is super important. So I have those on all my active basses. I have a tone control put in there, whether it's a modification or like on the BTB in the back there. When they built that for me, that was one of the things that they installed for me. And you can actually get a passive tone control installed on just about any active bass. If you have a good luthier that knows what they're doing, they can do that. But anyway, back to this bass. So volume, blend, passive tone, and then we got a 3-way switch here. Not just two, it's 3 ways. This is going to be your mid frequencies. I'll get back. I'll get to that in a minute. And then these three knobs here are the 3-band EQ. We got bass, mid, and treble, right? Might I point out the tone knob, if you pop it out, it puts it into passive mode. So there's a lot going on here. So you want a passive sound, which some people do. You can do that. Put that in. You got active, and it engages the EQ. The EQ doesn't work in passive mode, obviously. Now, where might you use an active and passive mode? Well, some people like the sound of the passive. You know, they want to have that option. Maybe for a song, obviously you're going to have a lot less output when you do that. So you might want to use some sort of gain boost or whatever. Some people will also use a passive and tone, a passive and active switch. They will use the active side as like some sort of boost, like a solo boost, or maybe if they're going to do some slapping, you know, thumping, they'll engage that because they can have the EQ set. So you can almost look at it as like you have 2 channels on your bass. You can look at it that way. For me, I always run everything just in active mode. I barely use passive mode on my basses. I might do it for something, maybe. I don't know. I've always done active mode. That's just how my thing is, because I always like to have control of the tone shaping. That's a big thing. And with this, you absolutely can. So going back to the mid section, and I think this is one of the biggest features of this instrument, is the mid-range control, just because it can do so much. So we have a 3-way switch here that selects between different frequencies, and then you use the mid control to boost or cut those chosen frequencies. But what's even cooler is that on the back, they have this switch here. Just make sure that y'all can see that. You can see there's a switch here. And it's not a thing where you got to use a screwdriver. You can literally just reach and just, you know, which way am I pushing it? You can just flick it. You don't have to do this with your bass. You can even just play. You can just have it like this and then just reach around to the back here and just flick it. It's that easy, which is really cool. And so you can do that, and then I'll tell you the frequencies. So if you have the switch, and they call it this hexa mid system. So if you have the switch flicked up, it's going to be where you're going to be affecting the high mids, the higher mid-range frequencies. And so then it allows you to choose to select from the first position closest, pointing this way, is going to be at 350 hertz, right? So you can boost or cut that. And I'll just, I'll play what that sounds like. So I've got the mid-range just on in the middle right now. I'll open up the tone a bit, put everything flat on the EQ. So that's at 350. Now if I want to boost that, you can hear how that starts to, and that's only like halfway. If I put it all the way, it's definitely pretty bon 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 bon. Where you might need to use that amount, not necessarily, but it's there. And it's a very powerful mid section. It definitely covers quite a lot of range. I mean, this goes up to about, I think this is like at least, just by looking, this might be like plus 15 dB of boost in the mids. So then if I cut it, start rolling it, then you start to get more of the you know, the kind of lows and highs. If you need to do that, you can take it all the way off as well. Right? So, but where they have it in the middle, it's pretty nice. So then if I put the switch in the middle, then it's going to affect 600 hertz. So just in the middle. If I boost it a little, you can hear how it's shifted over. All the way. And then if I reduce it halfway, that's a really nice one too. If you want to kind of just clean up the mids a little, you can definitely reduce it around there. This might be a little bit of my go-to setting on this one. Especially if you want to do some slap and thumping. And that's all the way off. And if you roll off the tone, so you got some, you know, nice kind of leeway with that. And then flicking the switch into the third position, it's at 1K. All right, so right in the middle, in that mid heavy point. So putting it at in the middle. When you put them in when you put the knob, the mid knob in the middle with all the switches in the different positions, it's going to sound the same. But then when you start boosting or cutting, then you'll hear the different mids that on the spectrums where it's going to be affecting it. So let's boost it a little. Yeah, you can hear the more high-end grittiness of it all the way. So maybe if you're playing some more edgier kind of stuff, you know, you might want to have that, you can boost that a bit. And what's really cool is that because it gives you so much to play with, that you can really just dial it in however you want. It's not a thing where you have it cranked up all the way and you're like, it needs to go more. Like, it does quite a lot, which I really like. I'd rather have being able to, you know, dial things back than having to wishing that there was more to go. So that's the really cool thing. And it's the same thing with like the other EQ knobs, the bass and the treble as well. I mean, you put that treble all the way up, it's like smashing glass. You know, and the bass is really powerful as well. When you boost that pretty nicely, it's just a nice fundamental sub in there. So then cutting that. So that feels nice. You can still have, there's some nice low end in there as well. There's still some punch, but it's taken out, it's dipped that 1K. So you definitely get more of a smiley face in that sense. So if you wanted to do that, you know, where you get that smiley face, put some more bass and some more treble. Definitely have that option. So very great, and that's just the high section. Well, if we flick the switch in the back down to the low mids, then in the first position, that's going to give us 250 hertz, right? So let me go back to my settings, what I was doing. Here's my clean tone. So we boost that a bit. You can hear lower in the mid spectrum. So that one would be something where you just want to be careful, because you definitely have potential to make it boxy if you don't know what you're doing. All the way. See, a lot of woo woo woo. And it can give a pretty cool effect as well. You know, you put the back pickup on, it's not going to be the Jaco thing that you want to do, but it could be a cool solo, like a lead tone, you know. You know, what was I playing? You know, like you can do things like that, which is cool. So then reducing that halfway, then it definitely takes out some of the punch. Which, you know, I'm not a huge fan of. I always need to have some punch in there. Take it out all the way. And you just have that. See, even just when I did that, it makes my attack want to dig in a little harder. But even though I wouldn't use a setting like that, but the fact that you have access to it, I think, is really cool, because someone is going to use it for something, right? It might not be for bass playing. You might use it to, you know, for in conjunction with some pedals or trying to get some sort of sound or whatever. It's just, you know, a whole thing of being able to dial in stuff. And also, you know, when you do play in a different room, things are going to sound different as well. So then putting the switch to the middle, it's going to be 450 hertz, right? So in the middle, boost it a bit. All the way. And again, that's another one that could work, you know, if you want to, you know, dial in a more kind of gritty P bass. If you want to get into those kinds of sounds, you absolutely can. Dialing it back halfway. All the way. So that is 450 hertz. The third setting is going to be 850 hertz. So halfway, and then dialing it in a bit. All the way. cutting it halfway. That's also a nice setting too. Real kind of sweet. And then all the way. So a very, very versatile mid-range system, which is so cool. It really is. And the fact that you can get so many different sounds with it is just so cool. And something that I'm always, like I said, I'm a huge proponent of. I love playing instruments where you can dial in so many things, right? That's why on my 6-string BTV, you see so many knobs and switches on there. You see lots of pickups on it because I want to be able to get all kinds of different sounds. That's the whole thing. You want to get some vintage sounds. You want to get some modern sounds. That is the thing. That is just that this thing allows you to do. So I'm gonna and like I said, the setting that I've been enjoying is just putting it in the high mid range and having it in the middle and being able to either boost or cut any of that. But also just having the freedom to like switch. I definitely don't want to cut in the lower register, but I'll do it in the higher register. But in terms of boosting something, I might boost it more in that where it's in the middle, in order to get that kind of that punch that I'm going for. In terms of the playability of this thing, it's pretty insane how comfortable it is. Like I said, this thing is really light. I was absolutely shocked when it came in the box and I lifted up the box. I was expecting to, like, I kind of put some muscle into it and it just went, and I was like, oh, and I was like, is there even a bass in here, or did they just send me like an empty box? And when I took it out, it was just like, wow, this thing is super light. It is. And I know it's maybe just this wood combination, because they do have a version where it's made out of ash, and that's going to have some more weight to it. It's definitely going to have a different sound for sure. But this thing just absolutely, it feels solid. It doesn't feel flimsy. It doesn't feel cheap. It just feels solid, and it's just it sits nicely. Does it have some neck dive? Yeah, it does, but it's not crazy, right? It's not like a Fender where it suddenly just goes. This one is a gradual. But when you put a strap, when you use it with a strap, and it's fine. And then when you kind of have have a little bit of you're not pushing down here. You got some weight just here. Yeah, it's fine. It really is. It's no big deal at all. This is really beautiful right here. Like that was one of the first things my wife asked. She was like, "What's going on there? Like, is she? I think she thought is there like a piece missing or something?" Because none of my other bases have that. And I said, no. If you have a look closely, you can see the two woods, right? This is a top, and it's really nice because and the way it's contoured, it just sits so comfortably. Rosewood fingerboard. We have a roasted maple neck, and the headstock. And I think it goes really well, especially with this one. There's some people have commented on maybe some of the other models that they wish that the headstock color matched whatever the finish was. With this one, you can see it goes really well, and the headstock here in person, it looks much. It's actually much darker than it is on the pictures on the website, because I'm having a look on the website here, and it's like, oh yeah, it's much lighter. So there's definitely some more color going on, and look, I think it's always good to have just and this is something that I don't necessarily care about. I'm all about the playability and the sound and all that. But having something matching, I'm just like, okay, sure. I know for some people they're all about that. They, it's there's some triggers like their OCD, and I totally get it. I'm sometimes like that with certain instruments. But for something like this, I think it matches really nicely. And maybe in the future, with the newer versions later on of this bass, maybe they'll take that into consideration, which I think is always great. They've really spent a lot of time on this. How does it compare to the Ibanez Groove Line bass? I mean, to me, the Groove Lines are definitely one of a kind. I'll say that. They really are. And that was something that Ibanez, they tried, and didn't last very long, but it doesn't mean that they weren't terrible instruments, because they had absolutely some of the best instruments that Ibanez have made. I would say this is definitely up there with them. All right. They've definitely come a long way. They've also, they're catering to a more broader range of bass players and musicians. And also the fact that a lot of people like the traditional aspect of things, but want to have some modern stuff going on. And obviously the traditional aspect of it being, okay, the jazz bass pickups. And the pickups are in the 60s jazz bass positions. Which for me, that's my favorite sound. I absolutely love it. Just is in the right spot, and especially where the back pickup is. That's the sound I'm really into. It just has the right amount of punch and growl, and then even singability. That's the really cool thing about it. Even, front pickup. Turned the wrong knob. That also sings as well. And I can imagine that on the 6th string, it would be, that would be the case. Untold Misery, what's up, man? Good to see you. I know this bass, it really is. You need a foundry suit just to sit. Oh my god, you're hilarious, man. Oh, that's a good one. They need a foundry suit. You need to put on some, like, super thick sunglasses, man. Leslie Wells, how you doing? Surprised I didn't get the 6-string version. Yeah, this has been a common thing. I've been getting messages from people about, and look, I mentioned it at the beginning, but in case you didn't hear, so reason I didn't get the 6-string version. Well, first of all, I have 2 beautiful 6-string basses already that I absolutely love and I adore, and I'm set with those. They do everything I need them to do to fulfill me musically. And I'm not searching for something else in that kind of thing. And plus, Ibanez, they custom made this BTB 6-string for me. I mean, that is for me, that's a dream come true. They built my dream right here. So, and of course, with the Grooveline 6-string, I'm good. So, but the thing is, it's like, look, I thought about it. I'm not gonna lie. I thought about it. I'm like, 6-string, that 6-string looks pretty nice. But I'm like, no, maybe let's go for a 5-string. I don't have any 5-string fretted basses. It's been a while since I've played a 5-string fretted bass. And also, I had to kind of get used to a 5-string fretted. I have a 5-string fretless, but I had to get used to just, the stuff, just the stuff that I like to do on a 6-string, I'm going to do on a 5-string. So that was a whole thing. The layout, or, just the ergonomics of things, because I'm used to a wider neck. I either play my 6 strings or I play 4 strings, right? And with 4-string, I do like the 19 millimeter spacing on most of them that I have. This is 18 millimeters. My 6 strings are 18 millimeters. The BTB might be like almost 18 millimeters. But so there's that whole thing. But I figured, no, it'd be good to have a 5-string fretted. A lot of my students who study with me, they play 5-string, so this would be a really great instrument for teaching, and also just to take on gigs where, like, okay, maybe I'm just not going to do the things that I necessarily do on the 6-string, but I can still, in some ways, still have access to that, especially with the full 24th fret, access. And let me say, this 24th, playing up here in the 24th fret, they've contoured that beautifully. It plays like a dream. The access, and it's just so comfortable. The way that they've sculpted back here, being a bolt-on neck, they've really just made this so accessible. It doesn't feel like you have like a pointy corner just digging into the palm of your hand. Like, so that's the really cool thing. So if you want to play chords up here, you have access. It's no sweat at all. I always this is one of my pet peeves about basses that have 24 frets, but they don't. But they don't give you access to the 24 frets. And it's just like, why put the 24 frets if you can't play it? Like, whenever I see a bass like that, I'm like, nah, I don't want to look at it. It's like that. But with this thing, man, they've designed this so that everything can be played. Yeah, what am I doing? So this thing is just such a beast. Anthony on bass, what's up, man? Good to see you. Leslie Wells is saying, same here. Fender was the first bass, gave it away, don't like it. 4 bangers, went straight to Ibanez 6-string bass. Sire 5-string, Ibanez basses are killing the game. That's right. They are. You know, as they should be, right? And that's the really cool thing. I think it's great that there's all these companies putting out some great stuff. There's an instrument for everyone. And this thing here can cater to so many people. And the fact that, so this is the thing too. They have it 4, 5, 6-string. Beautiful. Because where can, I don't know many places or many companies that offer a 6-string jazz bass that is a good, affordable price for what it includes, and that has 24 frets. A jazz bass with 24 frets, and you can get it in a 4, 5, and 6-string. That's incredible. And it comes with all these features. I mean, like you're saying, Desert Cruiser, you got mids for your mids. You absolutely do. You really do, which is insane. Nick Granville, what's up, bro? Good to see you, man. And that's the cool thing, is that this instrument does so much with it. The tuners are really nice. They're so easy. They're so light as well. And it's not a thing where you're like, where it feels like, you're tuning it up to pitch and you feel like, oh, I don't know, is this thing kind of struggling? Is it going to slip? But yeah, this thing really is a beautiful thing. I'm going to do some more playing. I'll do some, and I'll play along to some tracks. I'll just do a little more kind of loopy kind of stuff, because why not? Because this thing, I want to also just show the solo kind of characteristics of this instrument as well, with some of the different effects. So yeah. Hey, David, thanks for subscribing. And yes, if you haven't liked or subscribed, please do. That way you can know whenever I go live, whenever I post things here on my YouTube channel. Yeah, it's a good way of getting my stuff into other people's YouTube feeds. Plus, down below in the description box, all my links to my bass resources, courses. You want to study with me privately, join my bass coaching program. That's all down below. You can also, if you want to help support this channel, there's buy me a caffeinated beverage. You can do so via my Ko-fi link down there. So that's all there. David Johnson, did you ever try an alembic bass? Yes, I have tried an alembic bass. Incredible. Only a few times. The last alembic bass I played was one of Stanley Clark's at his house. Yeah, it was insane. I was like, go. So I am not worthy. But anyway, let's see. that's with a vibrato kind of effect. Well, what about with an envelope? So we'll put in EBS, the bass IQ. My favorite one. That's a nice one. And then the other one, I have an MXR. Gets kind of wild in there. Now, what about with an octave pedal? What's that gonna sound like? I might demonstrate the octave pedal, maybe with actually with a track. Maybe I might do that actually. Let's see. Will be a track to. It's real nice. Let's see. I had it here. I'll just play a little bit of it actually. There's a classic tune that you would you would most likely use an octave pedal on, actually. I've played it before, but I'll just give you just like a little taste of it. I also need to clean the switch in my octave pedal. All right, so here we go. I could go on, but that's going to be like another 10 minutes of that. But with this responds to the octave so well, like really nicely. In terms of playing, something that is a little more, let's see. Let's do maybe something that is a little more where you got to do like a take that off, a little more kind of jocko-y growl. Let's see. I just had it here. We could do. I'll do this actually, even though it's done on fretless. But this is a good. This would be a good one to demonstrate. All right. I apologize, folks. My computer, I was getting to the best part of the tune, and then my computer said no. And you know, whatever astrological things that going on from what my wife was telling me, it's like, of course. So I apologize. Thank you for sticking around. We're just gonna carry on because I was like, man, it's getting to the favorite part of the tune for me. But you get the idea of what this bass sounds like. You get the idea of what it sounds like at, you know, getting that kind of growl, right? Man, this is. But we'll just carry on. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play a different tune. So again, I apologize, folks. My computer just did a full restart. It just, in the middle of the song, it just crashed. And mouse wouldn't move. Tune stopped. I'm like, no! But we're back. And so you get the idea of what what the bass sounds like in that capacity. You want to dial in the Jaco kind of thing? All right, now what about something that would be the total opposite to that? Maybe something that what, you know, Pino Palladino would do. So we're going to carry on. I'm going to play a D'Angelo tune here and get more of that Pino, nice sub kind of P bass, Pino P bass kind of vibe. You can't hear anything? And I just want to make sure, can y'all comment? Can you hear me? Can you hear what I'm saying? Can you hear the bass? I mean, it's showing the levels of it. Loud and clear. All right, thank you, Anthony. It's like, you know, of course, it wants to like, it wants to like just totally crash out on like when I'm like showcasing this bass. Anyway, here's more of a Pino kind of thing. Yeah, we're good. Thanks, honey. My producer wife, Tara Dava there, who's giving you guys the updates. And also she listens in the other room as well, just to make sure everything is all good. Thanks, honey. I love you. All right. Here's this tune.
All the days
Yeah, I love that tune. Let's go with Another Life, D'Angelo. But and this bass just sits so nicely and it's so fun to play, especially on something like that. So going from like playing a Jaco kind of growly thing to playing something like that. Now, what about let's see, you know, oh, no, not that one. I'm like, where is it? I'm like totally spacing on the name. I appreciate you cats hanging in there, especially when I had a little technical difficulty. So thank you so much. And if you're just joining on, welcome. Oh, okay, yeah, here it is. If you're just joining on here, this is the Ibanez Mode series bass. In particular, this is the MDM 1605, a 5-string, and this is Ibanez's new model, new line of basses, which is just absolutely just spectacular. People have just been going absolutely crazy over it. I'm going crazy over it. Maybe my computer was going crazy over it. It was just like, it sounds so good. Yeah, crash. And had to restart itself. It just got too excited. But this thing, my thoughts on it is that this thing is incredible. And look, I might, and just to give you for those of you who don't know, yes, I am an Ibanez endorsed artist. I've been with Ibanez for 15 years. All right. So some might say, oh, well, there's some biased kind of things in there. Look, when any piece of gear is presented to me to check out, to have a look at, whether I'm with a company or not, if that thing really resonates with me and is something that inspires me and gets me excited, then I'm going to be raving about it. I really am. And look, in the past, and I'll tell you, and this is, Ibanez have presented me with certain instruments over the years I've been with them where I've been like, it's cool, but it's not for me. So maybe, maybe it might be for somebody else, right? That's just how it is. All right? I'm not just because this is an Ibanez and I'm going to be like, yeah, but I still believe and firmly everything Ibanez do is really incredible, and they make an instrument for everybody, especially with this available now. There's definitely an instrument for everyone, which is really cool. And this is an instrument I'd absolutely play and I enjoy playing, and I've been really loving playing this, and I think you will as well. All right. And I'm doing this live stream. I mean, this is part of my weekly live stream, but this one in particular was showing off the space because this has been something that, people have been asking me like, oh, have you tried the mode bass? Well, here we are, right? This is not something that, Ibanez asked me to do. This is something I chose to do because I believe in these instruments. I believe in this, and also they have been so great to me over the years, and I'm super grateful. I also have to thank MusicWorks New Zealand, who are the main distributors of Ibanez here in New Zealand, who have been super supportive to me, and particularly my dude Steve Davey, who I've known since I was like 15, who's always been such an incredible person and friend, and just a great associate to work with, and who's also a very passionate bass player and musician himself. And I have to thank him a lot. And of course, Ibanez Mike Arrigo, Tyler Buskecki, all those cats who have supported me all these years and continue to do so. So I just wanted to put that out there. But this thing, it's a beast, and I'm going to just keep playing because this thing is made for playing, and it's made for playing music. You know, whatever you want to play. So I'm going to do some thumping on this one to show that side of it, or what it does. Killer Fridge, what's up? Before I jump in, Bass Lessons is asking, what's your signal chain? I haven't talked about the signal chain, so essentially, I'll just tell you, you're hearing the bass just direct. There's an XLR coming out of the back of the Quilter bass amp up top here. And so you're hearing that direct. And then I've got a bunch of pedals, everything except for my delay and reverb, that's going into an effects loop of my, I have a little preamp on the floor. It's a Trickfish Trilobite, the 2-channel one. Essentially, signal chain is going in, you know, from the bass into an EBS octave, then an EBS envelope, then an MXR envelope, then I've got a TLC Aguilar compressor, not the new one. This is the older one. Then it's going into an then it has an Exotic Effects bass RC booster, which I'll kick in now and then if I want to kind of just fatten up the sound a bit. Then I've got an EBS phaser, then a TC Electronic shaker vibrato pedal, and then that goes straight into my Trickfish preamp. And then in the effects loop, like I said, I'm using a Boss DD6 delay, and I've got a New Neighbor Immerse reverberator reverb pedal that's going in there. And then the output of the preamp is going into the effects return of the Quilter, and then that's going in to my audio interface. So that's the signal chain. So that's the really cool thing. And of course, I have to mention the AccuGroove cabinet. I don't have it mic'd up right now, but I do have this blasting right now next to me. This thing is my workhorse. This thing is incredible. And Mr. Mark Wright, who you can see down here, who's saying, I wish they had that the available when you were playing 6-string for 20 plus years. Hey, I know there's a lot of things that people are like, oh man, I got it now. Well, you know, better late than never, I guess, right? And it's nice to see you, Mr. Mark Wright. I hope you're doing well. And your fine cabinet here is just absolutely just kicking butt. And this bass sounds incredible through this cabinet as well, which is so cool. And I've been playing some gigs. I've had this cabinet for 12 years now, and it's been on a lot of gigs. I've been playing some more gigs recently, and this thing just absolutely kicks butt in combination with the Quilter. I can crank the Quilter up, and this AccuGroove handles it like perfection. Low notes and everything. Ooh! Effects and all that is beautiful. So I can't wait to play some gigs on this instrument with this rig. Have it cranked up because it sounds great in here in my home office, but to really have it cranked up, I'm really excited to do so. I'm gonna play a tune. Killer Fridge. What do you say? Guess what I'm transcribing later. Oh, that's so cool, man. It's always good to see you, Killer. And bias is fine. I'm biased towards the things I like. I don't expect you to be different. Expecting us to be totally neutral about gear is madness. Yeah, exactly. You know, look, that's how it is. I know with certain gear reviewers, they're not going to have like an endorsement with companies because, you know, they're reviewing different companies or the products from different companies, and they're giving the pros and cons about things, right? You know, and so that's how it is. But for me, Ibanez has been something that has been with me throughout my career, and which is really good. And this AccuGroove is also a big part of that as well. Has been by my side on a lot of things. Definitely my favorite cabinet. At some point, I would like to get another one of these cabinets, and have them both going in conjunction, because that would be absolutely sick. Anyway, let's play some music. So if you want to get more of a, for thumping and all that, this is the kind of vibe you could do.
I'm gonna sing this song for you. Yet I've been so many places, yeah, to see you smile makes me happy. There are times when I'm feeling down and out. So many things are on my mind. I can tell you something without a doubt. To see you smile makes me happy. I love to see you smile. Takes a bit after a while. Look into my eyes and see. You smile, you laugh, and you play. There's so many things that one can do. When you're feeling down and out and depressed, put a smile on your face, God, makes me happy. There are problems every day in this life. We have to face them head on and be strong. Things will get better after a while. No, don't you never miss a thing. I love to see you smile. Take some back after a while. Look into my eyes and say, you smile and try to be. I love to see you smile. Look into my eyes and say,
Man, this thing just, it just absolutely just, it just, oh man, it just cuts through so nicely. It's not overpowering as well. It just feels so good, you know, especially on a track like that. And yes, Anthony, that's Don Blackman. This is Don Blackman. That tune is called Never Miss a Thing, and that's from his legendary self-titled album. And yes, Neil Corcoran, how you doing, man? Nice to see you. Nice to see you on here. And yes, Barry Son John Johnson in full effect on that record. You know, and one of my favorite records of all time. Just love to play those tunes. I'll play another track from there. That way you can hear it. How does it sound on a ballad? Something a little more slowed down, right? Thanks, man. Yeah, this Ibanez is just absolutely kicking butt. Jeffrey Boyle, nice to see you. Yeah, let me let's bring on, because Don Blackman is just one of the absolute finest. He was one of the finest musicians. Yeah, absolutely love, just huge fan of his music. So do another Don Blackman cut, and we'll just keep going.
Since you've been away so long, 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 since you've been
Since you've been away so long, now I'm out to find what's wrong. Since you've been away so long, now I'm out to find what's wrong. The love of flows so shy, constantly you're on my mind. Since you've been away, now I'm out to find. Since you've been away so long, since you've been away so long, since you've been away so long, seeing through a distant stare, knowing that your love is there. Since you've been away, now I'm out to find what's wrong. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, now your love is near, not far. Since you've been away, and now I'm out to find. Since you've been away so long,
since you've been away,
since you've been away so long,
since you've been away so
since you've been away, since you've been away so long. Oh, since you've been away so long. Clap your hands. Since you've been away so long.
been away
Just so beautiful, this instrument. And so what do I have the tone knob set to when playing the tune? I had it not all the way off, but I had just enough to just kind of give it a little bite when I would do some of those pops. That's what was going on there. So that's where I had it set to, just to give a little bit of that. Oh man, this is so fun. I'm gonna play one more tune. I'm gonna do a fusion tune. I haven't done any fusion. Let's see. Let's see here. Fusion. We'll play a fusion tune. What do you cast reckon? Alan Holdsworth or Dave Weckl? What you think? What's your thing? Alan Holdsworth or Weckl? Cause I'm ready with both, but there could only be one. At least I only have time for one more. But while we make up our minds, again, thank you so much for hanging out today. This has been really cool to just showcase this really awesome instrument. This thing is a beast. And the thing that people have mentioned that I haven't said as yet is that, yes, the price point of this is incredible. And for what you get, it doesn't break the bank. And also, they do have the 1000 model as well that has essentially the same features, electronics and all that, the hardware and all that, the mids system, just different wood combinations, and so that also affects the price point as well. But still gonna be like, still really high quality. And you know what? It comes with this thing, the ramp. Now, I don't really care for the ramp. It's not really a thing that I use. It does come with like the sticky tape. That's why I'm not putting it on, because I'm like, but the ramp, all the basses come with the ramp, which is so cool. You don't have to get it done by a luthier. You can do that yourself. You just have to, get some. They've got the tape to kind of start off with, but you will need to get it at the height that you want it at. So that means you will have to put some more layers of tape, some double-sided tape on there, and make sure you get ones that is going to be good for, is not going to damage the finish in case, you know, you do want to take this off. That's the other thing. So don't get like super high, strong hold, adhesive kind of double tape. Get something that is going to do the job, but is also not going to damage the finish or leave like some residue or a mark when you try to take it off. All right. But it comes with it, and that's really cool. I think that's useful for those of you who like to use the ramp. The ramp is not really something that I'm into. Just because I do like my thumb to sit, you know, in the gap, and that just could be because of the way, you know, having a double jointed thumb. That's how it sits. I've tried a ramp before on some of my basses in the past, and I thought it was the thing that I needed to have, but it turns out it wasn't. But you can have it if you want. All the basses that if you buy this bass, all of them come with it, which is so cool. So yeah. So what do you guys think? Alan Holdsworth? Should I play Alan Holdsworth or some Dave Weckl? End it with a fusion. Fusion, as my wife likes to call it. I remember fusion. I remember like years ago, at my wife's work, there was another person who worked there. He was also into fusion and prog rock, and so whenever I'd take her into work and I'd see him, you know, we'd just be like chatting away, nerding out about this kind of stuff, and then she would just always like kind of interrupt us and just go fusion, and then that's how that whole thing came about. It's amazing. So, you know, let's play. I'm gonna play Alan because I love Alan. Let's do Alan Holdsworth. Where is it? Do a bit of Letters of Mark. Insane. What a tune. That's Gary Novak on drums, of course, being just absolutely Gary, being ruling as usual. Maybe I will just actually play one more tune, because why not? Because this bass is just so much fun. It's so fun. It's so fluffy. Despicable Me. But folks, thank you so much for hanging out. I know I mentioned Dave Wickle, so why not? Let's just do it. What the hell? We're here. The bass is here. We're just gonna have it, and then I'm gonna sign off. So here's the last tune to leave you with. Thank you so much for hanging out. Please like and subscribe to my channel here. Down below in the description box are the links to my bass resources here at Bass with Benjamin, courses, bass lessons. You want to study in my bass coaching program. All the information is down below. If you'd like to contribute to helping to support this channel, you can buy me another caffeinated beverage. You can do so at my Ko-Fi link that is down below there as well. But I also have to thank Ibanez for bringing out this incredible instrument. This is something that a lot of us, especially me, have been waiting for a long time with these kinds of features, and they've really delivered and really just gone above and beyond to produce this beautiful, incredible instrument, the Ibanez Mode series bass. This is definitely something, if you're thinking of getting a nice kind of affordable, high quality jazz bass instrument that has some really great features, plays really well, sounds incredible, this is something to absolutely look into. You really need to check this out. From what I understand, like a lot of retailers have got them on pre-order. So whatever you can do to do that for yourself, absolutely. All right. But this thing is just incredible, whether you want to play a 4-string or you want to play a 6-string or a 5-string, they have it. It's here. They did it. They did it. They did it, folks. We did it. And of course, I have to thank you all as well. You guys are so awesome, just showing up, hanging out, and I really appreciate your support so much. Thank you. I'm going to leave you with this last tune. I think you'll know what it is. But thank you again, and I'll see you next time. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, folks. I appreciate the hang. Thank you again. Wherever you are in the world, have a wonderful rest of your week. Be safe out there. Check out the space when you get a chance, when it is available in an area near you. You are going to love it. I absolutely love it, if you can't tell already. Take care. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Links down below. I'll see you again soon. Thank you, everyone. See you. Peace.